A father who has spent 3 long years believing that his little girl is gone forever. He has already packed away the pink shoes, the school drawings, even the birthday candles that never got used. Then, on a quiet afternoon, a stranger studies a photo of that child, lowers her voice, and calmly says the unthinkable. The girl is not dead, and the stranger can lead the way to her right now. That single idea explodes like fireworks in the father's mind. Everything sad, dusty, and finished suddenly cracks open and shines with fresh hope. Our story begins at the exact second when goodbye is replaced by maybe. The father's name is Mark. He fixes old radios for a living, which makes him good at listening for tiny sounds nobody else can hear. His daughter Lily loved puzzles, pancakes, and making paper boats to float in the park fountain. One rainy day, she vanished near that fountain. No one found a body, only a small shoe stuck in the mud. The police wrote accident on their papers. The newspapers wrote tragedy in bold letters, and Mark wrote nothing at all because his hands kept shaking too much to hold a pen. 3 years later, Mark visits the city library, clutching the last printed photo of Lily. He wants the librarian to scan it so the colors stop fading. The picture shows Lily's bright grin, a smudge of strawberry ice cream on her cheek, and a farm-style fence behind her. Mark has stared at that fence 1,000 times, hoping it might whisper a clue. But wooden planks do not talk, and clues never appear. Until today. A woman sorting books nearby notices the photo. Her name is Jen, a biology teacher who spends weekends helping search and rescue teams. She studies Lily's eyes, then glances at Mark and quietly delivers shocking news. Lily is alive, and Jen knows the place where proof waits. No loud voice, no dramatic music, just a soft statement that hits harder than a thunderclap. Most people would laugh, cry, or walk away. Mark does none of those. Remember, he repairs radios. He trusts patterns and faint signals. Something in Jen's steady posture feels like a clear station on a fuzzy dial. She shows him a notebook filled with field notes, maps of nearby forests, lists of weird sightings, and GPS points where people have stumbled out of the trees, speaking of a girl who helps injured animals. Mark's heart pounds like sneakers in a dryer, but his brain says cross-check everything. When someone vanishes, rescuers use layers of tools, call detail records, phones ping towers, leaving breadcrumb data, thermal drones, small flying robots that see body heat even under leaves. Search dogs, noses up to 100,000 times sharper than yours or mine. LiDAR maps, laser pulses that strip away trees in the picture and reveal hidden cabins or sinkholes. Each method is like a superhero power. When teams combine them, the forest has fewer places to keep secrets. Mark cannot search alone, so he joins Jen, two volunteer drone pilots named Max and Tia, and a golden retriever called Rocket, who believes every day is his birthday. They choose a base camp near Pine Ridge Forest, 20 kilometers outside the city. That ridge has deep ravines, echoing caves, and more legends than a comic book store. Fuel for the drones, extra batteries, and a laptop go into one pile. Marshmallows, chocolate bars, and dog treats go into another pile because hope works better when people are not hungry. Have you ever spent half an hour hunting for house keys, only to find them hiding in the refrigerator? Multiply that panic by 1,000,000 and you get a fraction of Mark's feeling. Humans misplace stuff every day. Socks, homework, even remote controls that later ride around in toy trucks. When a person is missing, the search turns into a giant puzzle with moving pieces, blinking lights, and a timer that never stops ticking. The drone pilots launched two quadcopters. Imagine metal bees with four spinning wings and camera eyes. At nighttime, the cameras switch from normal vision to heat vision, painting warm things orange and cool things blue. If a rabbit hops, the screen flashes a fuzzy orange dot. If a child walks under branches, she glows like a candle. The pilots fly grid patterns, straight lines back and forth, so no patch of ground stays unseen. Rocket sniffs Lily's old scarf, wags his tail, and dashes into the woods. A dog's nose can smell tiny chemical pieces called odor molecules. To a dog, every person's scent is a fingerprint made of smells. Rocket follows that invisible trail the way you might follow a ribbon tied to tree trunks. Search leaders keep GPS trackers on his collar so they can watch a cartoon rocket icon moving on their map. Pine Ridge throws every trick it has: slippery moss, surprise rain, and vines that act like shoelaces eager to untie themselves. Mark slides into mud up to his knees and feels ridiculous, which is better than feeling scared. Tia jokes that the forest must have ordered a deluxe mud spa for them, and everyone laughs. Humor is a tiny umbrella in a storm of worry. It never stops the rain but keeps your face dry enough to see forward. Near a stream, Mark finds fresh letters scratched into a fallen log. L plus B. Lily used to carve her nickname Lil B on school notebooks, drawing a tiny bee next to it. The letters on the log look recent. The wood is pale, not darkened by weather. Max tags the spot on his tablet. Data point number 1 slides into place. Wood turns gray when sunshine and water break down a compound called lignin. Fresh cuts stay bright for weeks before slowly fading. By checking color, rescuers can guess how new a carving is. It is like reading tree wrinkles. Bright means recent, gray means old. Mark now knows someone used that log not long ago. Darkness drops like a blanket. The team sets camp. Over the fire, Jen explains how some plants glow faintly because of small organisms called bioluminescent fungi. Mark can hardly focus. His thoughts bounce between hope and fear like a tennis ball. He stares at the flames and imagines Lily doing the same somewhere else under the same sky. At 3 a.m., one drone camera sees a perfect orange rectangle among blue trees. Straight lines almost never happen in nature, so a rectangle means a man-made roof holding heat. The pilots save the coordinates. It lies 8 kilometers east, past a ridge people rarely hike because the ground there is full of sinkholes. Morning brings pancakes cooked on a camp stove, Mark's favorite nod to Lily. The group hikes toward the warm rectangle. Rocket keeps zigging and zagging, tail spinning like a windmill. The ground slopes downward, turning into a bowl shaped like a giant cereal dish. In the center stands a small cabin built from recycled shipping crates painted green to hide among leaves. The door is unlocked. Inside, solar panels feed batteries. Batteries feed medical equipment, and medical equipment hums like sleepy bees. Shelves hold jars of herbs, stacks of field journals, and a photo board showing rescued animals: owls with healed wings, squirrels with bandaged tails. On one shelf sits a new photo of Lily, older, stronger, and smiling next to a red fox. The date on the corner is only 2 weeks old. Suddenly, the story makes sense. After Lily slipped into the stream 3 years ago, she must have been swept into an underground cave that exits far downriver. A group of wildlife researchers, led by a gentle doctor named Dr. Bowen, patrol that area to study rare bats. They found Lily, cared for her, and kept her identity hidden to protect her from media storms until she felt ready to return. Jen had crossed paths with the researchers last month, heard stories of a brave helper girl, and connected the dots when she saw Mark's photo. News travels fast when hearts are involved. Radios crackle, phones buzz, Jeep engines roar, and soon father and daughter stand face to face on soft forest ground. No words here, only the quiet crunch of leaves under feet and the loud thump of two racing hearts. Mark hugs Lily as if trying to hold sunshine itself. Tears mix with laughter. The forest seems to lean closer, curious and happy. Some people say hope is fragile, like soap bubbles that pop in the first wind. I disagree. Hope is more like the stubborn green weed that cracks sidewalks. It keeps pushing even when no one waters it. Mark's radio skills, Jen's careful notes, the pilot's tech toys, and Rocket's mighty nose all worked because hope refused to quit. And notice the teamwork. Science plus kindness equals miracles that feel almost magical, yet stay solid as math. Never ignore tiny clues. A fence in a photo, a carving on a log. Small hints can unlock big doors. Mixed tools, drones, dogs, notebooks, and curious minds each add one flavor to the stew. Keep humor handy. A joke in the mud keeps fear from freezing your brain. Let facts and feelings hold hands. Data without empathy is cold. Empathy without data is lost. Together they draw a treasure map. If this story sparked even a spark-sized flame of courage in you, imagine the bonfire we can build together. Tap the subscribe button so you never miss another true tale, where science, heart, and a pinch of laughter rewrite what is possible. And when you finish here, glide over to the video waiting on your end screen. How a 12-year-old used a homemade drone to find a missing hiker. It continues the adventure, proving once more that ordinary people with simple tools can create extraordinary endings. See you there.